Good day and welcome to Motorose Music. I am Jeff Thiel, the host of the show, and we got a good one today, as good as my shirt. Yes, I finally got the IYV bass, this violin bass. It is obviously a copy of the classic Paul McCartney bass, the Hofner 500. And it's no coincidence that this model is the IVB-500 CS. CS for the Cherry Sunburst. And let's talk about this thing. The body is typical of what the Hofners were. I shouldn't say typical, it's just like the Hofners. This is hollow. They got a top and a bottom. I did see there are some blocks in here for support. I'm sure that's for, this hardware, so they can actually attach it without splitting this maple top. Now, according to, I think it's Ivan, IYVEN, it's probably pronounced something totally different because this is made in Vietnam. It's a Vietnamese company, but this back is made of cherry wood. Okay, that's pretty cool. Maple and cherry. Kind of surprising for a guitar of this price. They're going for around 150, 160. I have it because I'm going to read something off of their description on Amazon. It's kind of funny. So we got maple top, cherry back. This is a short scale as the Hofners are. I think this is just over like 30 inches, somewhere around there. And they've got their pickups and the same configuration. I'll have the pictures here. You got 2 volumes, one for each pickup, and then you got an on-off for each pickup. Now, these are kind of, they either wired it backwards or they labeled this one backwards. So some quirkiness here from this. So I'll show you. When I turn on the bass pickup, it's actually the treble. And then when I turn on the treble pickup, it's actually the bass. I think treble, bass, and yeah, it's clearly, you can tell that these are wrong. They're wired wrong. I haven't tested it, touched it with anything to see which is which. Obviously this is going to be the treble. That'll be the bass, unless I'm sadly mistaken. And then it has the rhythm and the solo button. The solo is just something to give it a little bit of a boost, and that gives a little more juice. It's just a little bit louder. I kind of like playing it with the solo on. I'll show you what it sounds like. I have kind of a favorite configuration. On the other parts of the guitars, you've got a nice rosewood fingerboard. This looks pretty good. You got your dot inlays, and the bridge here is made of wood. It looks like rosewood. It's, that's where I had the problem with the last one. If you saw my short, the first one they sent me, this rosewood bridge was just cracked. It's like snapped right in the middle. So they sent me another one. It was like the next day. It was so fast. And this one, I can report, is good. I really like this thing. Took me a while to get used to it. I would prefer the other version that Paul McCartney had. I think it was the 501 or 2, I can't remember, where the pickup was here. This bridge pickup. That would be sweet, because it'd be right there where you could really dig in with your thumb, nice thumb rest area. Because I play mostly in the middle. You can play up here, sometimes I do, and sometimes back here for different types of sounds, but mostly I like to be in the middle, and it's just not as convenient to kind of try to anchor your finger here. I can do just fine, but oh, I saw that with the pickup here. Oh, that would be so sweet if this one was like that, but it's not. But I can say, aside from, the quirkiness, for it's a sub $200 bass, there are things you can expect as far as some of the finishes. The wood is not, there's some, darks. You can kind of see some little tiny knots. This isn't like premium, beautiful wood or anything that you would, get. Not even on a Hofner. I don't know what those run these days, 500 or 600 bucks. I played a real one. It was a 60s. A guy had it, and I played it, and it didn't feel much different from this. It had some age on it. So, and I don't have them side by side, so it's hard to say how close this actually is. But for the money, this definitely plays well and sounds well. It does have a scarf joint on the back. You can see somewhere around here, like right here. You can see where they joined those two. It's a little weird. I have another guitar that has it. It's a nice strong joint. I get that. It's just you kind of wish they would have blended that red, the cherry, a little further down to cover that up. Not a big deal. I will say this. This is a tough bass. I had it sitting in this thing, but I had it plugged in. And of course, I don't have a really good stand for this because it's kind of skinny. And it fell over and it, boom, right landed on the side of the headstock. Thing didn't even go out of tune. I was like, oh God, here we go. I just busted the headstock 5 minutes before I freaking record. No, it was totally fine. It's got a couple of nicks on it already. I bumped it into the ceiling, but yeah, it's a tough little bass. Anyways, let's get to demoing all the little gadgetry, the switches on there, so you can hear how it sounds. I played a little bit in the intro, but let's go and run through the go. Let's just play the damn thing next. All right, we're back. Yes, so. Again, I did check the price. This thing is $163 right now, so I just wanted to update that little piece of information. So what I will do is I am going to start in the rhythm mode. That's a little bit quieter, and let's turn on the, I'm going to call it the treble pickup. It's labeled bass on mine, but I'm going with treble because certainly what it sounds like. All right, so what I'll do is I'm just gonna try to, play something that's a little more kind of like in a like a song type thing. So here we go. This is in the rhythm treble pickup. All right. Now let's put that on solo. Let's hear the difference. Yeah, you can see I like that. It's kind of has that real kind of a quack to it. If you were a slapper, I am not. Can gets a little bit of a pop to it. Anyways, I know there's people freaking laughing their ass off on that right now. These aren't like slap machines, although you do have a lot of space right here. So now I am going to go back to the rhythm, and I'm going to switch to the bass pickup, play the same thing so we can kind of get a comparison there, a fair comparison. Yeah. Damn, I forgot what I was playing. All right, so now let's go to solo on that bass pickup. Yeah, it's definitely got a lot more juice. I would not play it like that. I would probably adjust the EQ over here on this. Oh, I didn't talk about my Man, the bass amp, I've got it behind me right here. This is a mid-90s Washburn VBA-15. Now, the guitar versions of these things bring some big bucks. They're the VGA-15. I wish I had one of those. Or maybe it's a VGA-12. I can't remember. No, it'd be a VGA-15. But my brother bought me this back in the 90s, and this is one of those things I'll never sell. And it's kind of perfect for this, because this isn't a real high output. If I have an active pickup, man, it like blows this thing. I can't use active pickups through this, but cool little amp. It's a little 8-inch speaker, or 10-inch, I can't remember, 15 water. So anyways, that's what I'm playing through. And let's get back to this. I am going to blend both of these pickups now, and we're going to go to the rhythm section, or the rhythm section, the rhythm setting here. I got both pickups up all the way to 10 here. Now let's go to the solo setting, both pickups. Yeah, I kind of like that with both the pickups, and then in solo, I found I kind of like to turn this, the volume down on the bass pickup just a little bit. It just got a kind of a nice... got a nice sound. I've really started enjoying this bass, and once I get flat wounds on this, because this thing definitely needs flat wounds. I will be putting flat wounds on this. I understand why they didn't, they're shit, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks a pack. And but I will be putting flats on this, and this thing's going to be really nice. I'll do a short, I'm saying that now, I'll forget about it, but I'll do a short if I remember once I put flats on this. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping this one. It's a really cool bass. I can't think if I've kind of tested it all. So, I really like this thing. For $163, if you're like a Beatles fan or whatever, I love Paul McCartney, and, these have always intrigued me. And, a vintage one now are bringing stupid money. Paul McCartney got his Hofner because he couldn't afford a Fender. The Hofner was 30 pounds and the Fender was like 100 pounds. So he got the Hofner, and whenever that was, 62 or 63, maybe it was 1961, I don't remember. But there's a really good video, thinking of it, Keith Williams just did recently, coincidentally, a video on, the Hofner, and he went through that. If I remember, I'll put a link. So, recommended, the IVB-500 CS Cherry Sunburst. Damn, for 160 bucks, not a bad bass. Really enjoy it. I'm going to get some flats on it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Man, I'm getting so close to 1,000 subs. Please subscribe to the channel. Keep rock alive.